Pröz is a talented young producer, beatmaker, and vocalist from France, best known for his beats that draw influence from the genres of Eurodance, trap, and EDM. Pröz has an interesting and extensive history as an artist. Hopefully this video helps you learn a little more about him. Pröz grew up moving around a lot in different parts of Paris as a kid. Appreciation for music entered his life at a young age due to his parents' eclectic taste. His parents exposed Pröz to all types of genres including classical, jazz, and opera. His mother is actually a theater director, resulting in him growing up around this art form. Pröz was also pushed into piano lessons as a kid by his parents. Pröz lived in France until the age of 10 when his parents moved to the United States, residing in Massachusetts for 3 years. During his 3 years in Massachusetts, Pröz began to find appreciation for music outside of what his parents originally had exposed him to. Pröz mostly found himself enjoying the genres of Eurodance and hip-hop. On the Eurodance side, he enjoyed artists such as Kitseki and Bass Hunter. On the rap side, he enjoyed artists such as Eminem and Dr. Dre. Pröz ended up returning to France at the age of 13. It was also at the age of 13 Pröz decided he wanted to start making music himself. Pröz began putting together beats in the music software GarageBand for him to rap in English over. Pröz would use the loops available on GarageBand to assemble beats and put his rap lyrics over them. Pröz would use GarageBand for a while, but eventually made the natural progression to the music software Logic. Pröz ended up putting together his first mixtape at the age of 13 and released it onto CD Baby. The project found no success, but Pröz continued on with his passion. Pröz soon started listening to French rap, enjoying artists such as Jewel and Booba. Later down the line, Pröz would make his own French rap, but again found no success and continued on making music. It was at the age of 19 when making beats became the main medium for the creative itch Pröz had for music. Pröz had a friend named Marios who made beats for him to rap over in FL Studio, and watching Marios produce pushed Pröz into taking more of an interest in producing. It's worth mentioning Pröz moved to the UK for university at the age of 19 and found appreciation for UK drill music, but his own music didn't reflect this very much. After Pröz dove further into producing, he was putting type beats onto YouTube of his favorite mainstream hip-hop artists such as Lil Uzi Vert, Drake, and Shoreline Mafia, just to name a few. Pröz did this for a while but struggled to find the motivation to upload consistently. Fast forward a few years of Pröz doing these types of beats, he found his way into the hyperpop scene through the artist known as Sebi's song titled Butterfly Bankai. This led Pröz into exploring the hyperpop scene, enjoying artists such as Osquin, David Shoddy, and Eric DOA. In January of 2021, Pröz uploaded his first hyperpop beat onto YouTube. Pröz continued making hyperpop beats and was more motivated to upload consistently at this point. He said he was still uploading type beats onto YouTube, but also began sending beats into artist emails. Pröz started to find some small success and attention during this time period, but felt with him being in his 20s at this point, he didn't view his success as too much of an accomplishment. Around this time is when Pröz landed a few early placements with bigger artists. Pröz collaborated with the German artist known as Lyran Dash on a couple songs, most notably the song titled Delinquent. Pröz then went on to collaborate with the Spanish artist known as Fat Shoe a few times, most notably on the song titled Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty was the first time Pröz received 1 million streams on a song. Pröz was first making hyperpop beats with trap drums, but after hearing the song titled Perfect by Capo XXO, Pröz was inspired to change his sound slightly. Instead of using trap drums on the hyperpop instrumentals, Pröz took a more traditional dance music approach with a 4-on-the-floor drum beat. Pröz said after hearing the song Perfect, he fell in love with this sound, stating it felt like a combination of all the music he enjoyed. This was when Pröz started to work his way into the scene he is currently a part of. A few early artists in this scene he started to work with that he still keeps in contact with include Crydown, Bleeding, and Suicidal Idol. While continuing to work in this scene-core side of music, he ended up getting into contact with the artist known as Kitseki. Pröz said he had seen Kitseki's name around and decided to reach out. Kitseki had already known of Pröz, and the artist quickly formed a working relationship. Almost immediately, Kitseki suggested to Pröz that they should make an EP together remixing some older popular songs. Kitseki was insistent on getting the project done quickly because he was in a hurry to capitalize on some of the buzz he was receiving at the time. As a result, the project was finished within 2 weeks of the artists getting in contact with each other. This project titled Party to Daybreak was released in October of 2022. Kitseki's decision to push the project out quickly proved to be the right move. The project began blowing up and both artists saw a big jump in their fan bases after its release. Because the album was a collaboration project, Kitseki put Pröz as a main artist on Spotify for the project. Pröz is appreciative of this because not often do producers get the credit they deserve in the industry. Most of the collaborations Pröz has done since feature him as a main artist. From here, Pröz continued working closely with Kitseki, and as a result, Pröz met some of his closest collaborators to this day. Kitseki suggested to Pröz working with a fresh new artist by the name of Dur. Kitseki did a feature for Dur's first few songs, and on the second one, Pröz did production. Kitseki brought the song to Pröz with a different beat on it for Pröz to completely remake the beat. To this day, Dur is one of the closest collaborators to Pröz. Another artist collaboration that came to Pröz through Kitseki was with the artist Barely Human. Pröz worked with Barely Human a few times before Barely Human invited Pröz to join the collective titled Fab Fantasy. As far as plans for the future go, Pröz wants to get more involved in doing vocals. As mentioned earlier, producers often get overlooked, and Pröz believes doing vocals might help him further along his career. He's a great artist and I'm looking forward to it. Well, that's all for this video. Big shout out to Hopeless for the edit, and please subscribe for more mini documentaries on various underground artists.